Dollar. Dirt on money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack and flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yup, what's good, original crew, man? We're back. We have top 10 most shocking moments ever in court. Keyword. Which one? Never mind.
Which one?
Never mind. I was going to say something. I was like, never mind. Hey, man, with that being said, let's get into it. But before we do, make sure you check out the links in the description box.
Down below.
You already know where to go if you want to first support. All you got to do is check out down below. Also, if you enjoy today's visuals.
Liking it with a thumbs up.
I haven't watched a court trial and stuff like that. It's been a couple months.
A couple months?
Yeah, it's been a couple months. Like
what's
court,
the last one?
I can't remember. You know, normally I'll be catching like certain like court trials and stuff, and I haven't been keeping up lately. Nothing interesting been going on. Like real interesting that we can see. I don't like just the reports. Let me see inside there. Let me see the person. Wayne Melly, his corporate, he was let go.
Please.
This is Amber.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, y'all.
They're not. But now I was finna say when I know he was supposed to go through another retrial.
Yeah.
I was like, when that start back up.
This is Amber Geiger, a former police officer who was found guilty of murder in Dallas, Texas.
That's when you decided to shoot twice.
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's called a double tap, right?
Yes, sir.
Was that what you were intending?
Yes, sir.
That's your training, isn't it?
It's what we're trained to do.
Geiger had worked 13 hours on duty, then returned to her apartment complex, where she had lived for just under 2 months. She was in uniform, but off duty. When she approached what she thought was her apartment, she noticed the door was partially open.
You can tell it's open a little bit. I'm like, someone's in here. I hear moving around, and so I automatically draw my weapon.
She then saw a man inside, who she believed to be an intruder. She then fired her service weapon, which killed him.
I'm holding the door open. I see the shadow way back there. I said, let me see your hands, let me see your hands. There he ended up towards the armrest of the couch, and I shoot 2 times. I'm thinking because he's moving around so much, he's not listening.
She was actually at the apartment directly above hers, where 26-year-old Botham Jean lived. Prosecutors said Jean had been on the couch watching TV, eating vanilla ice cream, when Geiger walked in and fatally shot him.
Amber Geiger firmly and reasonably believed that she had confronted an intruder in her apartment.
Now in court, Geiger is facing murder charges, and this is where she takes the stand.
You now know you weren't on the 3rd floor,
Yes,
but you believe you were.
I believed I was.
And the figure was moving around as you described?
Yes, I have my gun pointed, and I'm saying, let me see.
Well, if you that distraught, that's when a lot of other things need to take in place, where you should possibly disarm, and you know how in the movies, but I know it's not like that in the real world because again, I grew up with police officers in the family, also family members, close family members like mom, dad type situation, part of the law enforcement force, right? Like you know how in the movies they have to, you know what I'm saying, arm themselves at the precinct and disarm themselves at the precinct. You think that should be something they should do in real life? Possible? The answer?
Possibly. I mean, but again, those real world movies. Yeah. That's different.
I'm just saying because it makes more sense because the situation.
This whole situation, when I first heard it, I was like, very confused.
Very confused.
Hands, let me see your hands.
And then he began coming towards you?
Yes.
Why did you fire?
I was scared. I was scared this person's apartment was going to hurt me. And I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
How do you feel what you did?
I feel like a terrible person. And I hate myself every single day. I wish he was the one with the gun that killed me.
After an emotional testimony from Geiger, the judge now reads the jury's verdict.
We, the jury, unanimously find the defendant, Amber Geiger, guilty of murder as charged in the indictment. No outburst.
After the judge calls for a break, you can hear screams outside the courtroom. Now Geiger will receive her sentence.
The defendant's punishment at 10 years imprisonment.
After the sentence was handed down, Jean's younger brother, Brant, takes the stand for a victim impact statement.
I don't want to say twice or for the 100th time what you've or how much you've taken from us. I think you know that.
And this is where Brant actually forgives Geiger.
If you truly are sorry, I know I can speak for myself. I forgive you. And I don't think anyone could say it, but I love you just like anyone else. And I wasn't gonna ever say this in front of my family or anyone, but I don't even want you to go to jail.
He then asks the judge's permission to hug Geiger.
I don't know if this is possible, but can I give her a hug, please? Please?
Yes.
That's big for him. Speak volumes.
Geiger is currently serving her 10-year sentence at Mountain View State Prison in Gatesville, Texas. But she will be eligible for parole in 2024.
Damn, that's. But she only got 10 years. At the end of the day, I say this: any justice is better than no justice, right? You know what I'm saying? But it's hard in a situation. So it's hard in situations like this when it comes down to if there was me and I like just a normal citizen on the street, if we had approached somebody home and did the same situation, 9 times out of 10 we get second-degree murder. You get what I mean? Or is it a possibility of first-degree murder? Because then it was look as though you're breaking doing a robbery and you killed them because you know what I mean? They wouldn't took the thing of I thought it was my home just because they probably like nah. They would have looked and see have y'all had any interaction prior? Have y'all had any altercation with, especially with y'all being above and below each other? Because you know typically above and below. Somebody blaring music or being too noisy or stomping. There could be an altercation between that amongst neighbors. Yeah. So they would have went through more extensive, and 9 times out of 10, you would have been charged, if not first, but at least more than likely second-degree murder with a minimum of 25. Yeah. So 10, a lot of people, but like I always say, sometimes at the end of the day, I'm not the family, and the family at the end of the day still got justice, some type of justice. Whether or not it's what they truly wanted, we don't know. But as far as the brother, he's satisfied with the decision, it seems as though. So that's the only thing I can say we can look at as this.
He's made peace with it.
You want to?
No.
This is Dant Wright, who at 17 years old shot and killed a Pioneer High School student in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Wright and 2 others jumped and attacked the 18-year-old student in an attempt to rob him. While fighting back, he was shot in the head, and his body was left on a path until a maintenance worker found him. The boys were caught soon after and arrested. It was here Wright was supposed to have a pre-trial hearing, but instead he admitted to the crime in return for a plea deal.
Did you in fact rob Jordan Fleet? Yeah. And did you use a gun to place him in fear in order to take his property? Yeah. And as a result of that armed robbery, what did you do with that gun and Mr. Jordan Fleet?
Shot him.
And where did you shoot him?
On top. My head.
And did you kill him with that shot?
Yes.
Now, at his sentencing, the victim's family delivers a victim impact statement.
Your Honor, my name is Courtney Clay, and I'm Karen's cousin. She's asked me to read this on her behalf. I've lost my only child, my son, my baby, my friend. More than that, I've lost laughter and love. I no longer have the hope of having grandchildren. I've lost the enjoyment of holidays and birthdays and of everyday life. This year was supposed to be a year of celebration, of senior pictures with prom and graduation and parties. Instead, it was a nightmare that no parent should ever endure. There will never be an answer good enough to satisfy why you shot my son.
Wright can be seen smirking and seemingly showing no remorse.
Your actions have led you to a prison cell, but have also created an empty cell that I live in every day. While you can still hope to be released one day, I'll never escape my hell. You are still alive, but Jordan has no future.
And now, it's Wright's turn to address the court for his actions.
I just want to tell y'all, I'll be home soon. R.I.P. Keon, I love my family.
And now the judge threatens to throw out the plea deal.
watching you sit there and smile, and laugh, and shake your head like this was no big deal, I'm very tempted to just say, I'm not going to accept this sentence agreement. We'll go to trial, and if you're convicted of felony murder, you'll go to prison for the rest of your life. That means you'll die there. That's what I'm tempted to do.
After an hour-long recess, the judge and prosecution finally decided to accept the plea deal. He is currently facing a 25 to 52-year prison sentence.
Max. He got his ass to max. I'll say this. I wonder how is he now? Because that was years ago. So he was 17, hella immature. He probably got the brain capacity of a 12-year-old. No disrespect, but all disrespect. I wonder now, since you have did some years in jail, in prison, you had time to think of the situation. How has it affected you and your mental now? You know what I'm saying? Have you been able to process, like, damn, I'm really in here? Because just because they said 25, you can do that for whole 52.
Yeah, most definitely.
You talking about I'll be home soon? No, the hell you won't.
I don't know.
I just wonder, like, what is... Like, does he have any remorse now? And like, had the time to think about it, and had the time to mature and go through, because you done been through some things in prison.
Well, I also want to know when the situation happened, right? When he took the
young boy's life.
When he took the boy's life, right? And up until this situation with him being in court, like, what's the in between? Because I'm pretty sure he sat in jail for a while.
Oh, probably for like
until,
a year.
you know.
Yeah.
So my thing is, between the time of you taking his life and
still
you going to court, I'm just wondering, like, the time in between that for you to not have sat in jail that long and thought about it, and you still get up in court doing all this, like, smirking and...
I will say this. Typically, when you sometimes when you take a plea deal, the process isn't as long as, like, I'm gonna take it to trial. So you're not sitting there as long.
That's why. I get that, but I'm just wondering, like, how long.
But reason why I said, like, I wonder how he feel now, because he's older. Yeah. At the time, he was still immature as hell. It really hasn't sunk in like that, because it's a child mindset. But now, as a young adult now, really in prison, having to face them years, have to mark that book. Like, maybe I can come home. You trying to keep up with that time. How is it, like, and 9 times out of 10, you got into altercations in prison. Prison has most definitely changed you for the good or the worse. How has it properly affected you? Have you gotten worse? Or have you gotten better? Or have you gotten punked out?
Or do you feel any remorse for what you did? Is that what you also asking?
Yeah, but yeah.
Okay.
This is Trey Rord, a 24-year-old man who pled guilty to murder in Lexington, Kentucky.
I'm sorry about what happened that day.
Salahuddin Jitmood was a 22-year-old pizza delivery driver on his last delivery for the night when Relford and 2 accomplices lured him into an apartment complex, then robbed and stabbed him to death. After Relford pled guilty in court, Jitmood's father now gets a chance to speak to the man who killed his son.
I blame the devil who misguiding you and misleading you to do such a horrible crime. No, I don't blame you. I'm not angry with you at all.
This is when Jitmood's father forgives his son's killer.
I forgive you on behalf of Salahuddin and his mother.
Now Relford has a moment to speak before his sentencing.
Just tell them I want to thank you for your forgiveness.
And this is where Jitmood's father now hugs Relford. Relford was sentenced to 31 years in prison.
I ain't gonna lie, that what made one of my homeboys, he quit delivering pizzas because he was robbed at gunpoint, and he was like, hell no, like, because that's what he did forever. You know who I'm talking about, but I don't think you know about the situation. Okay, but he was robbed at gunpoint, and he was like, nah. We laughed about it later, but he was like, at the moment, wasn't shit laughable about the situation because you don't know the outcome of something like that. Like, he said, I gave him every fucking thing I had. Like, shit, as long as I can get back in the car and go, and I can go leave. He was like, shit, I let him, hey, you can have the pizza, you can have the money, you can have, he was like, then he was like, the folks was mad. They was like, he was like, fuck y'all.
It's my life.
Yeah.
Like these, whatever, this money for this pizza, these tips, this, whatever, honey, y'all can have it.
And I don't understand why people want to rob the pizza delivery. They don't keep no money on them. It's like petty money. You killed them over some petty money. Stabbed to death.
For what?
Man, I'll also say, give it up. Like, give it up. As long as you can leave with your life, you can start over no matter what. Yeah. No job, nothing is worth your life.
But it's definitely big of his father to get up there, forgive him, and that speaks volume.
Yeah.
My goodness.
This is Jessica Groves, who along with her husband, Daniel Groves, are both charged with the murder of their own 2-month-old child in Portsmouth, Ohio.
Tell the jury how you killed this baby.
It was an accident.
Not your excuse. How did you murder this baby? How did you cause these injuries?
Reportedly, when the father found the child unresponsive, he later testified he didn't alert authorities because his wife threatened to blame him. That's when the child's body was found at the bottom of a 30-foot well inside a milk crate, wrapped in plastic. Reports found that the child suffered fractures to his skull, arms, ribs, and leg. The mother and father had initially pleaded not guilty, but in a shocking twist, Miss Groves takes full responsibility for the killing of the child.
Jessica, did you, and you only, cause the death of your son, Dylan Groves?
Yes.
Did Daniel Groves participate in the killing of Dylan?
No.
Was Daniel Groves aware of any of the injuries that you caused that may have led to his death?
No.
Did you hide all injuries that you caused Dylan from your husband?
Yes.
Prosecutors initially claimed they were both responsible for the child's death, and now they demand the truth.
How did you murder this baby? How did you cause these injuries?
I have sit here and admitted.
Answer the question, please. How did you cause these injuries?
It was an accident.
Not your excuse for what happened. How did you cause these injuries?
By dropping him.
How did you cause that first 2-inch skull fracture?
I don't remember. I've admitted to my guilt.
How did you?
And I have to live without my children. I'm done talking to you.
You are talking to me because you're sitting on the witness stand. Tell them how you caused that injury.
Miss Groves is unable to remember how the child was killed, but she claimed she is the sole reason for the child's murder and acted alone.
My client, Jessica Groves, was and still is a drug addict. There is no doubt about that fact. She, and she alone, caused the injuries to Dylan Groves, which led to his death. She murdered Dylan Groves.
Groves was found guilty on all 11 counts and was given life in prison with no possibility of parole. Her husband was cleared of aggravated murder, but he was found guilty on the remaining 10 charges and was sentenced to 47 years to life in prison.
Oh, well, I don't care. Hey, you're going to have to pick up that phone call 911 and let them know what's going on. I'm not finna 40. Because he didn't do. Well, I think he did participate in discarding of the body.
Yeah. That if you had watched,
because he's trying to he was trying to protect her.
Yeah.
But you know what that made me think of? No.
Oh no, I know. I'm sorry. I'm just thinking because
the situation here with the boy.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna ask you, have you heard anything? Besides what I had told you?
I have not.
I
normally wait for like the updates to come to my phone.
I haven't seen nothing lately.
I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen if once they went back out.
But this was
it's so sad.
And then the fact that you do know what happened.
For you to be a parent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And do things like this to your child. You know what I'm saying?
And then what be the craziest thing? Parents who do stuff like this, and those who do get away, and then bring another child. Those be like, the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm sorry. I just don't understand.
This is Taylor Schabusiness, who was convicted of the gruesome murder and dismembering of a former boyfriend in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Based on my experience and training, that's a psychotic person right there.
Schabusiness was involved in a sexual relationship with 24-year-old Shad Thyrian. Schabusiness admitted to strangling him to death while they were both intoxicated with methamphetamine and prescription drugs. Thyrian's body was dismembered, and his mother discovered his severed head in a bucket in the basement of the family home.
They found part of Shad at his mom's house, found his head. Where's the rest of his body?
It's there, inside his house.
Where'd you do the body?
The body's there.
Are we gonna take the head somewhere?
I like that.
So you dismembered the body too?
Yeah.
She was later arrested and charged with murder. In court, she pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity, but the jury found that she wasn't mentally ill when she killed Thyrian.
The defendant strangled her friend Shad Thyrian to death using a dog collar. That after he was dead, subsequently dismembered him using kitchen knives found in the home.
And this is where Schabusiness is found guilty.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Taylor Denise Schabusiness, guilty of first-degree intentional homicide.
Schabusiness can be seen wearing a spit mask, given to those who might spit or bite others. Previously, she had attacked her own attorney during a court hearing. Next to speak is Thyrian's father. He now forgives Schabusiness for the killing of his son.
Taylor, I just wanted to say that I forgive you for what you done to my son. Yeah, you made a bad choice, and now you have to live with it. I'm gonna miss Shad. He was a wonderful child, too. Growing up, just mild-mannered and just happy, and I know you made a bad choice, and like I said, I forgive you, and I'm gonna ask the judge if he can, if she can see the streets again sometime, It may not be soon, but I believe everybody makes bad choices, and maybe not to the scale, but I think there's a lot of hope for you. You can make use of your time and be a better person and do great things yet, So it does no good for me to hate you, I know you got a heart. I know you got a mind. I wish you no harm, and I hope things go well for you. That's all I got to say.
The judge now asks Schabusiness if she has anything to say.
Ms. Schabusiness, this is your opportunity to address me if there's anything on your mind you'd like to say before I pass sentence.
No, there isn't.
Okay.
The judge will now hand down her sentence.
Ms. Schabusiness be sentenced as follows. I'm going to impose life imprisonment without the possibility of extended supervision.
Schabusiness is currently serving her sentence at Taycheedah Correctional Institution in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin.
Fond du Lac. That's crazy. Man, they ain't even go to the details on that case. That case was wild. I was feeling you in because I was watching it.
It was sad and disturbing and...
Yeah. Because she did some things to that course, bruh. I'm just like, bruh. Like you killed the man. Then did that? Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then for a mother to have to discover her sons...
in a bucket, like literally down there in a bucket. And then I saw everything though, really? Even how when they caught her and all that stuff.
We watched it. We watched it together. Okay, man.
This is Antonio Barau, who with his best friend Nathan Pop brutally murdered his great-grandmother in an attempted robbery in Sheboygan County, Wisconsin.
We got in, and then I looked to Nate, he nodded, and then I took the first swing.
Okay, and when you say that you took the first swing is with the hand axe?
Yes, sir.
The boys, who were both only 13 at the time, had intended to sneak up at his great-grandmother's and rob her, but upon showing up at the house, they were spotted and invited inside. She was attacked with a hatchet and a hammer, ultimately being struck at least 27 times until she died.
She started heading into the living room falling.
And as she was falling, did you strike her again?
I hit one more time as she was falling.
At any point, did you not have the hand axe during this incident?
Right after that, Nate took it and he used it, the blade side of it.
You said that he took off the sweater. By that, do you mean the sweater that you had given him?
Yes.
Why did he do that?
I think because it was getting in the way.
Getting in the way of what?
Him swinging.
They then stole $155 in cash and some jewelry before stealing the car and ditching it at a local bowling alley, hoping to frame someone else for the crime. A few days later, both boys were arrested. Now in court, Barau takes the stand to testify.
We were going gonna try to scare her to get money and then use force if needed.
And when you say use force if needed, was there a discussion about what type of force you might use?
An attack, I guess to kill.
Barau pleaded no contest to first-degree intentional homicide as part of a plea deal where he was sentenced to life in prison with eligibility for parole in 36 years, where he would then be 50 years old. In his final statement, his lawyer had to finish his thoughts.
I know I don't show my emotions much. I myself am not sure why, but that doesn't mean I don't.
I took away someone's mother, grandma, sister, friend, when I had no right to do so.
Pop was sentenced to life in prison as well, but with a chance of parole when he's 45 years old.
Damn, I thought they were gonna get juvenile life at 13.
And the other little boy, the one that's like showing no remorse, it was his grandmother.
I can't remember.
Yeah, the one that's like showing no remorse. I want to say it was his grandmother. But what's so crazy to me, I'm like, dude, this is your grandma. You could just go like, hey, grandma, I need some money. Why are we planning?
$150 ain't nothing.
That ain't nothing.
That ain't nothing to kill nobody.
Because even if she had it or didn't have it, if you just went and asked, she didn't have it, she didn't have it. You want to go plan and do this, and she still may not even have any money. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was just so crazy to me when I heard this. I was like, you could have just like, hey, we need some money.
The typical grandma's gonna,
like,
if they got a little something, they gonna give you a little something.
Whatever. Yeah, that's all I got. But you know,
they give you, typically grandmas give you they last.
They last, child. My goodness, really?
Now that situation is crazy.
That was crazy.
At 13, now y'all finna go do down there life in jail. Ain't no way, like, no. I can do it.
This is Vicente Rodriguez Ortiz, a 23-year-old man convicted of murdering 2 people in Grand Rapids, Michigan. 17-year-old Andre Hawkins was sitting in the car when Rodriguez approached and fired a gun at someone he thought was romantically involved with his ex-girlfriend. Rodriguez was arrested, and later he made an incriminating comment about being involved in another homicide, and police soon charged him with the shooting death of a 50-year-old mother, Lori Lundeberg. On the day of his trial for the death of Lundeberg, Rodriguez pleaded no contest to second-degree murder, which means you accept the conviction but avoid factual admission of guilt. Now at his sentencing, this is the sister of Lundeberg speaking.
I can only imagine how empty a heart must be to have so little regard for life. I will pray for you, Vicente.
Earlier, Rodriguez was also convicted at trial for the murder of Hawkins. Next to speak is Hawkins' mother, who forgives the man that killed her son.
In order to get through this process, I had to forgive you, and I forgive you from the bottom of my heart. I pray for you because as a mother, you're a child to me, and in my heart, I have no anger or bitterness towards you. As a mom, I just want to hug you. I'll never get to see my son be married and have a family, and I couldn't see him walk across the stage and get his high school diploma. It was his senior year, and life was going good for us. And you not only robbed him and us of that, you also robbed yourself.
Now this is what Rodriguez has to say.
I just want to say I'm sorry, Miss Hawkins.
Rodriguez was sentenced to 35 to 75 years for the killing of Lundeberg and life in prison without the chance of parole for the killing of Hawkins. Rodriguez will serve his sentence at Saginaw Correctional Facility in Freeland, Michigan.
He deserved it. Because I ain't gonna hold you, if he had beat those cases, he was gonna commit murder again. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a cold-blooded killer.
That's crazy. That's sad.
He's
for the families that lost their loved ones.
Facts. Both.
Yeah.
This is Ignacio Rodriguez, who is the suspect in the death of his 4-month-old son in San Antonio, Texas. Reportedly, the child suffered a fractured skull and severe bleeding to the brain. Rodriguez was the lead suspect and was taken into custody. Now in court, Rodriguez stands in front of the judge where he is now facing a capital murder charge, but reportedly he instead pleaded guilty to a lesser charge of intentional or knowing injury to a child causing serious bodily injury.
Mr. Rodriguez, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
The judge now hands down his sentence.
It is the order of the court that you be sentenced to 50 years confinement.
But this is the moment that the baby's mother confronts Rodriguez.
I hate more than anything what you did to our son. And for that, I can never see myself forgiving you. You were supposed to be our protector, not the one to break our hearts.
When the mother starts talking about her other child, Rodriguez insists that she tells the truth.
As she gets older, she will start asking questions.
Man, tell her the truth. Tell her the truth. Tell her the truth. Tell her how everything was supposed to be. Tell her the whole truth. Don't lie to her. Tell her the whole truth. Tell her the whole truth. The whole truth.
Court officials quickly remove Rodriguez out of the courtroom.
Tell her the whole truth. The whole truth.
He is currently serving his 50-year prison sentence. This is...
He needs longer than 50 years.
What's the whole truth? I'm confused.
But also I don't like the eyes and the look he's giving her.
Yeah,
he giving the I'll kill you.
Yeah, like
I'll kill you. Is it possible she killed the kid?
Tell her the whole truth.
Or did they do it together?
Or have y'all been doing stuff?
That's true.
Like, I have no clue. That alone, I'm like, what do you mean?
Like, what's the real truth
like,
behind
what's going on?
Because some others, for him to do that outburst and the way he stirred her down.
I don't know. However you look at it, the situation's sad. No child, no. You know what I'm saying? You don't deserve that.
Jackson. He spent over 39 years in prison for a murder he did not commit. Jackson was arrested at 18 years old, living in Cleveland, Ohio. The main witness in the case was a 12-year-old kid named Eddie Vernon, who in fact didn't see anything. And he said the police did pressure him into testifying against Jackson, which then later led to his conviction. Jackson initially was sentenced to die in the electric chair. But after spending 2 years on death row, his death sentence was reduced to life in prison. Nearly 4 decades later, the now 52-year-old Eddie Vernon came forward with the truth, stating that he never saw the murder happen. Charges against Jackson were then dropped, and after being wrongfully imprisoned for 39 years, this is the moment that Jackson hears that he is free to go.
Mr. Jackson, you're going to be free to go. Life is filled with small victories, and this is a big one. I wish you good luck. Thank you. All right.
Jackson is now outside for the first time as a free man. Jackson received $1 million in compensation from the state and an additional $2.65 million for lost income.
39 years. I'm sorry, because I swear, every time I hear cases like this...
Not even 30... Like, I'm not even want to get on the 39 years. I'm trying to get on the fact that y'all gave me the death.
Well, I'm getting there. You good.
No, you good.
I'm just like, every time I hear cases like this, it like makes my blood boil. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like... Y'all, like, you done took so many years of someone's life, and then you're like, hey, I will throw you a couple here and there. Like, my whole life is like
9 times out of 10, I ain't got no kids.
Don't have no kids. Ain't got no
He did
family.
39. He was 18. So what's that? 40. Damn. I'm trying to do 30 plus 40. So he and his.
Is it 57?
I'm thinking like my mouth ain't math.
My mouth ain't
I'm tired,
math
y'all.
either.
I will apologize.
Normally he good on his feet, y'all.
39
57.
plus 18, yeah.
57.
So it's a possibility. Hopefully, parents still alive.
Yeah.
But let's be realistic.
But still,
at that age,
I
your
don't
parents
miss out on
can't.
so much.
I'm getting to it. Your parents probably had transition. You probably have lost loved ones. You wasn't able to be there through their time of need. Were you even able to priorly have children prior to even going to jail? Because then, if not, I missed out on even having offspring.
So many things, all because of what? And then what was it for?
They said a robbery. And I'm like, it can't be just a simple robbery.
Yeah, I don't
It
know
has
if
to be more
someone...
than that.
Yeah, I don't know if someone lost their life in the... I don't know. Because I do remember the case.
Yeah,
But I don't remember the details.
Yeah, I can't remember the exact details of the matter.
But yeah.
And then have y'all tried to coerce a kid to tell that stuff?
A 12-year-old child.
Something he didn't see.
That's what's crazy.
But
I mean, thank God he free now, but still.
And the compensation, money compensation ain't nearly enough.
This is Jacob Morgan, who at 17 years old was found guilty of setting a house fire that killed a family member in Rock Hills, South Carolina. Morgan was left alone to look after his 14-month-old stepbrother, and reportedly, prosecutors said Morgan intentionally set the fire that killed his family member. In court, Morgan is at a probable cause hearing. Listen as the judge speaks.
So therefore, I am going to find that there is probable cause to charge the individual General Sessions Court for both charges.
Morgan settled for a plea deal where he pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter and unlawful neglect of a child. However, he stated he loved his brother and he always maintained his innocence.
I love my brother. I still do to this very day. He's my best friend. To kill him would be killing a piece of myself. And I just wish I could have gotten to him in time.
Morgan was sentenced to 15 years in prison, but after serving only 7 years, he reportedly was released.
I say this in his situation. Is he remorseful? I do believe so. I don't believe in his case, I don't think he probably intended to harm the baby. He just, because even looking at him, he looked like just like a troubled kid. And I think he was playing with matches and fire and stuff. I've been there as a young boy. Young boys, we do stupid ass shit. We do a lot of stupid shit. Mm-hmm. And I've played with fire before just for the thrill of it. Never did anything like that, like set a house on fire or nothing, but setting shit on fire just to see, let's see it burn. Oh, look, it's cool. Doing blow torches with lighter and some kind of spray. You like, oh shit, we spraying shit there. Yeah. But something inside of me just said, I don't think he intended to harm the child. I think whatever he did, it got carried away to the point where he freaked out and he wasn't able to, and it got out of control. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You just staring there. Cause that's how I know you like, I don't agree with you. When you sit like, y'all, I swear, when she sits like this and she just sits there, she's like, I hear what you're saying, but you ain't gonna convince me that bullshit.
No, I'm listening. I'm just listening to what you're saying. I'm just like wondering, because they showed the picture of the trailer.
Yeah, the trailer. Do you not know how easy it is to catch like a trailer on fire? Like that, I know it's easy. If it gets out of hand, you're not stopping it.
I know it's easy.
But also,
that's not what I'm saying.
On the parents, I'm just,
How
many times has he previously watched the child?
I would like to know that. Was this his first time or second or third, fourth?
Just because they're your child and you think they are of age, are they 100% well equipped to be watching having that responsibility to watch a child? Lot of times, no. Mm-hmm. A lot of times, no. He was 17 at the time. Especially if he was a loose, like you know what I'm saying, had a reputation of being like just one of those kids,
or just
not necessarily bad, but just a curious minded
brain capacity to even be watching a child. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I was just listening to you. It's not that I agree or disagree. Like I don't know the full details of. I do remember. Like I remember him. But I don't remember. I just remember like that. That clip.
Yeah, everybody like
him,
using
crying.
that.
Yeah, so I remember that, but I don't know the full details of this case to even really have an opinion on it.
Or thought,
so, either way it goes, it's sad. But again, I don't know the full details, and I do wonder.
So he has paroled out. I wonder what his life is 7 years.
Now. I would like to know that where he at now. Has things changed? Is he good?
Has patterns changed in the behavior?
Has he went down a dark path? Like,
has
I would
he shown
like to know
more?
that.
Well, technically, he possibly not. went down a dark path. He was sentenced to what, 15? He got out after 7.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, that you have to have shown patterns of change to even parole that early. So he got
I'm not
out.
talking about how you were then and locked up. I'm talking about how you are now.
In society.
That you're out in society now.
Has he talked to his family? Like, what is his family communications like? Like, are they, you know, have they forgave him? Are they good? Are they close? Even
have y'all drifted apart?
Have you gone to visit your brother? You know what I'm saying? Spend time with him.
Do you have a family of your own now?
Yeah.
Like, I would like to know those things. But no, I wasn't disagreeing with you. I was just listening.
But y'all spam us up in the comments, man. Let us know y'all thoughts about it in the comment section down below for us, man.
Please do.
But as always, y'all know how it go, man. I do go by the name DJ Kid and City.
You are?
Got to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack of flip for my folks. Dollar, 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 dollar. Please